All right, hey guys, Shane here. So this video is essentially going to be kind of like a teardown revision of this website that we have in front of us, what I would do differently and what's going pretty well. And I'll focus more on the design aspect, less so on the SEO. I have other videos out there about SEO, Google My Business and all those stuff, but we also build stunning websites for local businesses, home service businesses. So I thought it would be useful to actually create some videos here just so you know what's possible in terms of like a website, because a lot of websites that we come across, or there are a lot of them that are just not built properly, not structured properly, and if they're structured properly, usually they're missing certain elements on the various pages. So right now what we're looking at is MLK Construction. So this is probably going to be more of a commercial company. Let's just have a quick look. So yeah, so they deal with commercial clients and residential clients, so that's great, which means that, right, if it's commercial, there might be less emphasis on certain, making sure the website is converting properly, because a lot of commercial jobs will come either through networking, through LinkedIn and just other sources, right? But they also do residential, meaning there are people who are searching for their services or right on Google and whatnot, who might actually land on their website and needs to be directed to the right area, or at least needs to find out whether or not they're a trustworthy company to work with. So that's kind of like where we come in. We work with a lot of home service businesses where we design their websites from scratch. So literally, if you come to us with no website, we'll be able to make something out of it. So let's have a look. So what I'm seeing here on the homepage is the homepage looks pretty minimalistic. It has certain elements that are necessary. So we have the service section here, we have the about our company, and we have the hero section. Now there's a lot that can be done with the hero section. It just seems like a very generic image. It could actually be one of the properties they have worked on, but it kind of looked generic because there's no branding there. I don't see any trucks, any sort of like branding or people from this company wearing their logo on the shirt. So those are things that you could actually change, change yourself, probably just swap out the hero image to at least give the company a face. So what we like to do is at least put an image there that relates to the company. If you really don't have any company images and whatnot, you can of course just go with a stock image, but you got to be careful with that, because if that image looks too stockish, right, it's going to deter people from reaching out to you, because they will think, hey, this company hasn't been around for a long while, they don't have enough images to at least put a decent image there. They might not say that out directly while they're on your website, but that's what they're thinking subconsciously. Now, from an SEO standpoint, I don't see anything meaningful going on here. We have kind of like this heading here, local, reliable, and reasonable, but I mean, it doesn't really mention what kind of like keyword that they're targeting, so you don't want to have that somewhere here. And free estimates, so that's the call to action up here. Free estimates, this should actually be a bit more prominent. You could keep this in the menu, but at least put a button here that says get your free estimate, or another kind of like call to action. Now, having a look at this section here, there's a lot of real estate that's just unused. I don't see any kind of like certification. You could have something that mentions, in 3 steps, like why they should go with you. I do see that it's, you have this here, but having it here, perhaps like 3 pointers where, why you should choose us or why you guys are the best, would actually work way better. On this end, and you can play around with it. You could have like a contact form maybe halfway down here, but there's a lot of space here that you could use for a contact us form. And let's just have a look at the menu section. So the menu section looks pretty clean. You don't really need to stuff it with a lot of things. We tend to add social icons, maybe a button or two up there, and sometimes the The client might have, a portal for their own existing customers that, so there are certain things that you can add up there, but you don't want it to be too crazy. Of course, you can also make this a bit more impressive to look at, especially since it's going to scroll along. And that's kind of like what we like to do with all of the websites that we build, or at least most of them, is have the menu scroll along so that if anyone is like halfway here, they can just click the button to purchase your services. So yeah, as for the different sections on the homepage, about us, there's a services section, and those all lead to an individual service page. Let's just have a quick look. Yep. This one also, and this one also. So next we have the testimonial section. We do see the Google logo here, which is great. I don't see that a lot with certain companies or certain businesses. They don't really have like the Google logo or where that review is coming from. So if I want to read more, it also leads me to the Google Maps. No, I'm not sure. Let's see. All right, yeah, so it's their Google Maps, so that's pretty good. This reassures me as a consumer that your company is reliable and trustworthy, right? Because they have like real reviews. And then down here we have the kind of like certifications and things that they work with. Now I would like to see some of this maybe a bit higher up, but at least it's on the page. Now there are probably a couple other things that you could probably add on the page. I don't see any kind of like offers, maybe a blog section, because this is quite a short homepage, which is not, it's not the worst thing ever, but let's see here. One of the things that I notice also just by looking at the website is that I don't really know what type of like jobs you do or what services you have. You serve commercial clients and residential clients, but I really don't know what type of like services you actually provide, unless I click on a page, right? If you look down here, you'll see roof replacement, roof installs, but to be honest, I really didn't know that this was a roofing company. So that's where it comes in, where you need to have someone who structures the website properly so that it's geared towards the type of customers that you're looking to get. So I should actually see here different types of like roofing that you do, maybe metal roof, shingles, and whatever it is. Same for like residential, right? So you need to silo the website properly in order to get the most out of it. It's not just good for conversions, but also great for ranking on Google. Now, what they have done is just cram pretty much everything on one page, as you can see here. But they do quite a bit of stuff, and all of these different services here should have their own service page, their own page that's targeting that one main service. Besides that, I mean, I don't really know where I know where they're located, but I don't know how wide is their service area. What if I'm not in St. Louis, right? I'm just outside of that city. Do you also come right out that far? How far do you go? So it would be useful as a consumer to see that on your website. Also for Google, it's going to help you rank much better if you don't just target St. Louis, which is quite a large area, but maybe have it broken down into different segments, different location page there. And I mean, they're probably like 20 to 30, probably 50, depending on the niche, depending on the services you're offering. About anywhere between 20 to 50 pages that you can think of, that I could think of probably, that could be on your website. Of course, when you just started, you want to focus on like the main pages. So that's give or take anywhere from like 10 to 30, maybe 40 pages, including like, things like location pages and whatnot. But those are pages, additional pages that you could be adding every single year, every single month onto your website to just increase that authority and help your customers more, help Google see that you are a reliable company, and that will not just help you in a regular search, right, but also on Google Maps. So I don't want to make this too long. This is kind of like my quick revision of this website. Of course, if you need any kind of like help with your website, or your website, you have an outdated website and you'd like, a fresh look, clean structure and whatnot, just reach out to me and I'm happy to help you with that. And of course, if you'd like any kind of like SEO audit, because we manage quite a bit of Google My Businesses on a monthly basis, and we also provide SEO. So, if you need help with that, just reach out. Cheers.